Well, this is the Polytechnicast, the place where I do some thinking and journaling about the stuff I make. And hey, I'm Rob Stenzinger, and I am a user experience designer, a facilitator, and coach. And I like to make video games too. I've been at it a while, and Guitar Fretter is the one I wanted to talk about today. It's actually it recently turned 9 years old, and I've updated it like 7 times in those 9 years. And some of those were, I mean, so they're pretty sparse updates, but some pretty significant things. It's still I think a simple, easy to approach game where it's about making it fun to memorize the note positions on a guitar fretboard. That's the heart of it. And it happens to involve characters I designed for a comic I created and other things where it's sort of a me as a solo indie developer. What could I do to have something really, I don't know, be interesting to and helpful to someone who might become a customer of my games. And so yeah, I'm experimenting with a few different things here in this Polytechnicast where it's I'm actually going to live stream it on Twitch, and then I'll later put this into the feed. And I'm starting the stream like right now. Yeah, Guitar Fretter. It was not the first game I worked on or made, but it was the first one that has that. Well, I got paid for. It's had some little success in its small niche world. It's one of those times where I succeeded in making something really specific for someone that I knew was out there that I could help, because it's like you can build things based on doing tons of research and all that, or you can unpack personalities and people you've met, think about them, think about how you resonate, and then build it for them. And that's what Guitar Fretter is. So again, it's some matching and a little bit of action. So it's like an action puzzle to help with memorizing the note positions on a stringed instrument, right? Some stringed and fretted. And you can do custom tuning. It's got a few different options, different modes. There's a little comic built into the game, how to play. There's battle mode. That's the normal heart of the game. If you start on easy, you're starting on level 1 and you have one string unlocked. If you start on normal, you start on level 5. And then hard, I think, goes to level 8 or 10, where, each time there's new things going on, right? Where it's ramped up and faster. It's that kind of game where it's got that arcadey feedback. You play it and it gets harder as you play, but the heart of the game and the activity is pretty stable. It's still a guitar. It doesn't turn into a banana or a bagpipe. So I will go ahead and let's start on normal. Why not? I don't know. Just jumping in and doing some demo here. Here we go. On normal, I still have one string unlocked, but I started on level 4. Got a monster. I could touch that thing, or nope, it's already over the guitar, so I can't touch it. But then I can just start matching, like, oh, I see those notes, and I'm doing double taps. Double taps. It's a trick. It's a tip. You can do this to get more points faster. If your mileage will vary. Okay, I better match that C sharp, E flat. So anytime I get 3 matches on a string, it unlocks the next string. So okay, there we go. That F, I got that matched. Yeah, you can hear how Guitar Fretter, this version, the one that's out in the world, it's kind of a quiet game. You have the notes on the guitar that play when you activate them. That's it. A few guitar-related sound effects to celebrate or sort of say, "Uh-oh," if something didn't go the way you would have hoped. Let's see. Whoops, missed that. And that's the deal. So like when you have a miss, it's not the end of the world. You break your streak. And for the most part, I designed Guitar Fretter to have a lot of positive reinforcement in it. It was during the years where I was studying a lot of gamification and not that I'm not really a huge fan of saying it, using gameplay dynamics to create feedback loops in systems, but gosh, more people know that word gamification than know a long explanation of it, right? But yeah, so reading books like Jane McGonigal's Reality is Broken, and something like the subtitle is How Games Can Help the World. I'm forgetting the subtitle, but all right. Woo, better get that A. All right, G. I'm all right. C sharp. So you see how there's interesting, subtle things going on with the notes have a cycle that they go through. So that G sharp got hidden, and then a heart was put over it, right? So there's kind of a way where, like, so you have there's lots of circumstance going on with these notes, and it's subtle. You don't have to know it. You don't have to think about it, but there's more opportunity for points based on what the guitar is telling you right now. And okay, so we've completed a level, got through level 6, going into level 7. So if I hit that F, now that F disappears. I need to remember that was an F there. I need to fill in how there are sometimes flats and sharps, and how does this make sense to me? That's part of the reinforcement, the practice of Guitar Fretter is, well, Guitar Fretter wants you to feel comfortable and have fun while you memorize the note positions on the guitar. Wow, I'm really missing some notes here. So you see, okay, so there's the individual fret feedback loop. There's the like the fret and note position. There is the entire full fret, and then there's the entire string. Every one of these things is a feedback loop to give me celebration, excitement, and score and points. Where Guitar Fretter remembers the high score, and whoops, wow, I'm missing it because of all the describing and demoing. But I guess that's creating some good demo stuff to see situations. Because okay, so the notes are giving you the individual positions, the full fret, all that. So you see I'm that like triple, quadruple, quintuple tapping is creating more chance to get points, right? So like that little minion didn't quite make it, so I got another chance to get more points. I'm gonna have a miss. That breaks my streak. But you can get your points going again pretty fast, especially when you do the extra taps. You do extra taps, get octaves, match multiple positions of that same note, try to climb up the guitar. The game will reward you with more streaks, more multiplier, more health, more points. And that's what it's trying to do for you. And you'll notice that, well, this has not been put through any kind of scientific study. My personal experience is I feel more comfortable, partially because of making the actual game. But the positions of the notes on the guitar fretboard, and I missed C sharp. There we go. Broke my streak. But we can get back to it. We can rebuild. It's okay. And keep on doing these matches here. Okay, so we climb up. We're at level 9. Now we're at level 10. It's going to get faster. And at level 10, the strings reset. So there's still, the hearts can be collected. So what happens when, whoops, missed that, got that one, got that one. So the hearts are like potential health, just waiting to be collected. And that's where, oh gosh, that minion. All right, I'll do it. So now I have no reinforcement from the guitar telling me what note positions are where. This is the ninja mode, and here we are. It's like, well, have you memorized? And how are you doing with that? So, oh, rats. There we go. Got two E flats at the same time. So as many of these little floating creatures that have that given note on their belly, you will match them all at once by activating the correct note. So you don't have to hit like an individual note per monster floating down the screen. There's other little subtle things going on with you see like up above there's a major scale that's just floating in front of you. You get a bonus by getting all of those notes matched, and that's kind of the thing. Like, oh, hey, Guitar Fretter does something, and well, it's oh gosh, I'm such a noob on. I thought I was sitting here by myself in the stream, and people are here. Woohoo! That's awesome. And I'm missing now. How do people stream? This is nuts. Trying to keep track of all these things. I should start spinning a plate now. Why not? Just fully multitask, bust my brain. But, all right, so I'm going to pause Guitar Fretter so I can look at the stream chat. And, yeah. There we go. Oh yeah. So I see in the chat. Yes, I made this game. It's been around for 9 years. Right now is a great chance to go pick it up. It's free everywhere I have it. It's free on iOS and Android and Mac and Windows. Easy way to get to it is go to guitarfretter.com. Convenient links to all the stores. Essentially, it's in the Apple iTunes Store, Google Play, and itch.io. I think until Monday it's free, something like that. But yeah, it's been out 9 years. I've updated it 7 times. I've added a bunch of features, things like save and resume. So it's like, well, maybe your bus ride's done. You want to go back. You want to keep that streak that you had. I only had a 4 streak. That's not really the biggest use of saving and continuing. But yeah, it's you don't have to have that pressure of like, oh, I achieved all this and I want to keep my score and I want to see how far I can get. Yeah, it's you can save and resume. So yeah, and it's got if you're like, I don't want the pressure of all the matching and all that stuff, just show me a chart. Like, what if I had that 7-string guitar that I had my eyes on that had custom tuning and all that? Well, all these options are available, or like a 6-string, so I'm going to do drop D tuning, and look at that, more metal. Oh, more metal. Go down to C, drop C tuning, and oh, that's awesome. You picked it up for free. That's super cool. That's what it's for. It's celebrating. This is a thing. I made it for. I have an irrational love of holding a guitar, and I love video games, and I like to make video games. So Guitar Fretter is this quirky combination. I even included the design and the aesthetic. It combines stuff from another project that I did called Art Geek Zoo: The Way of Sound. Which is a webcomic that I had running for like 4 or 5 years. You can check that out for free. All the episodes of that are up at artgeekzoo.com. There's 4 chapters, tells a full story. There's a couple of little bonus stories that I made as mini comics too. But oh, no way. That's super cool. I actually would like to hang out with all of you in real life. It's so awesome. All right, so I do feel like I'm spinning plates and everything when I'm trying to play and demo at the same time and converse. I'm blown away by the skill of people who stream on a regular basis. So this is, the Guitar Fretter has some quirks, right? But like for the most part, it's a pretty stable, game here to help you with memorizing the notes on your guitar. And it's got a few ways of going about it. And overall, it's not going to punish you. It's not going to be like, shame on you. You missed. It's like, well, you missed, and maybe the minion took a bite out of your health, but you're still here, and you can keep at it, or you can try again. It's all good. So, yeah, Guitar Fretter bringing us together. I Wow, yeah, that's true. So, and yeah, what else is there? Any questions out there about Guitar Fretter? Things I haven't covered. Um, this is let's see. It's when I first published this. It was funny. The quick story of making Guitar Fretter was like I stopped working on video games to make a web comic because I just had a lot of bad creative habits going on. I was, you know, I don't want to use a term without being that skillful of it, but like being a perfectionist about the games I was making, and I was caught in a lot of bad feedback loops about not finishing what I was making, and having the pressure of at some times I had 3 updates per week on the webcomic. I got through it. I burned like any one of those like habits that was keeping me from finishing stuff and getting it out into the world. I got rid of that. The what I learned, and the connecting with the community, experiencing the whole joy of like making something, and like having the audience there and all that. It was so fun to make that webcomic, Art Geek Zoo. And then at some point I felt ready to go for it, to like make a game again. And Guitar Fretter was that game. And in a nutshell, I made I made a prototype of Guitar Fretter, early, ugly, rough draft prototype, and I attended an event with some friends, and I had it running. What did I have it running on? It might have been. It must have. Oh, I think I had a tablet PC at the time because people were able to touch the screen or something like that. And so I was kind of like handing this big tablet laptop around the table, and people weren't handing it to each other. They were like, they just kept matching stuff. They were like, oh God, there's more to do. And I thought, holy crap, I'm onto something. And then I was like, all right, this rough draft, which all that rough draft was like discs with a note name on it and an ugly gray guitar grid that people were doing the note matching, that not all of them even knew it was guitar. And it gave me some pretty great user testing feedback that I'm like, I'm onto something. So I continued it. And so I built the prototype using that same technology, which was all this HTML thing. It was called Phone Gap at the time, if you're aware of that. Yeah. And I really whiffed it hard because I didn't test it on the target platform along the way. So when I was close to, as I thought I was close to publishing it, it was a nightmare because it didn't run on my little my Android phone. It didn't run on my iPod Touch. That's what so it didn't run on that, on these things that's what it was for. And I thought, holy crap, what have I done with the last few months? I'm lucky that it was only a few months. And then I went to this event that eventually became another event. So it was called Flash Belt back in the day. And it eventually became IO, but it's roughly the same organizers and similar overlapping community, where creative people making stuff. You have people who are both coders and artists, and combos of things that, some places where you go, you don't run into that a lot. I really felt like I was among my people there. And there was one of the speakers at a thing. I went to a social event after one of the days of the conference, and one of the speakers was like, because I shared with them that really specifically, like, oh, I found your talk inspiring. There was this really, I gave them some different thoughts that I was really encouraged and excited about what they shared. And I was like, well, good on you, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and try to, I don't know, suck up a lot of time of a speaker at this event, whatever. So, and he was like, hey, wait a minute. So what are you working on? I was like, oh boy. Well, Here's a quick story. I made this thing, and then it's kind of turned out horrible because it's not running where I want it to run. Whatever. It's big, and it basically when I tried to run it on its target devices, it was super inefficient, resource hogging, stuttering. Didn't It was terrible, right? And this guy was like, "Well, have you tried the Corona SDK?" And I hadn't heard of it. Basically, it's this startup that a few people who left Adobe that worked on Flash, which is something familiar and near and dear to me. They, as a creator, as a platform, it became a trash fire, but still, really fun as a creator. And the but the idea is some of the philosophy and approach to making stuff made it into Corona, the Corona SDK, whatever. Hey, you should try it out. What's nuts is, so I went home that night, I did, and I made good traction. And in 2 weeks, I ported the entire game over to this other platform. I felt productive. I got it done, and it was in the Google store at the time. I was like, holy crap, I did it. I thought I was done. I thought I had to table this thing. And so anyway, so Guitar Fretter was like pulling victory from the jaws of defeat and all that. And so it's a project near and dear to my heart in a bunch of ways. And this is the first time I've offered it for free because it's a useful utility. It helps you learn the note positions on a guitar, right? And why not make that fun? So anyway, that's my story of the birth of Guitar Fretter, and here it is at 9 years old. I'm super grateful that I have real life friends that showed up in this chat. I'm actually turning this into a Polytechnicast, which is my sort of solo art journal podcast that will, so that's going to go in my feed where, if you're curious about that is at interactive-storyteller.com/Polytechnicast, or you just go to any of your podcast, things, podcast catchers, what have you, and search for it. It's out there. And then as far as why am I on Twitch, got a few different reasons because, some of it's just updating my tool set, getting out there, sharing, trying to meet more different folks and whatnot. Right. And, on Twitch, it's also really pragmatic to practice this thing because Lean Into Art, another podcast I do, that we're looking for a new place to be our home for our video because Google Hangouts streaming live on YouTube is going away, which has been a big part of our show for like 7 years or so. And so this is good practice. So I don't know. I'm encouraged. I think the quality has been okay. And because I was able to get my output from my iPad plus my camera and my whatever. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm using this OBS studio thing, which I think a bajillion people use, whatever, and it seems fine. So I don't know. I think I'll do it again in context of my own channel, and then stay tuned. We'll be doing something for Lean Into Art soon. Let's see. Oh, there was a good question that I didn't actually understand, and I'm thinking about again. Does it use the microphone? No, it doesn't. So I would imagine some guitar apps are tuners, and they have a feedback loop of, well, you can just play, and if you're playing the right note, there you go. So even better, right? You're getting physical practice on the instrument while this, and then, that would be a doable feature. I just didn't really fully dive in and deeply design that and implement it. One of the reasons too why I put Guitar Fretter on sale for free is to see who's excited about this thing and who still benefits. I don't know if I forgot to mention, but there's been multiple times in the history of Guitar Fretter where like a guitar teacher will get a hold of it and share it with their class and give me feedback and overall, it works well. It's like I don't know. That's humbling and exciting and awesome. Great signal to get. I guess why not go there? Good point. Good idea. Part of it is I've been thinking about moving Guitar Fretter to a different platform for some time. So if there is the excitement, I have plenty of design notes and ideas. I might build it again in a more robust, more performant environment that, Unity, right? So we'll see. Yeah. So using the microphone in the future, why not? It's a great idea. And any other questions? So I think here I will. I'm thinking I'm going to wrap up this stream and say if you have any other thoughts or feedback. I guess of course you can throw it into my Twitch channel, and I'm on Twitter as Rob Stenzinger. I'm on all the social platforms just as my name. I like. I like handles and whatnot too, but I guess I never thought of a handle that was worth not using my name. So anyway, I'm Rob Stenzinger all over the place. If you have lots of feedback to share, you want to send me an email. Easiest place to do that would be rob.stenzinger@stenzingersoftware.com. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for those of you who download this later and for watching and listening. Super awesome to see you.